So this is a really, really delightful class to teach. It's called Astrology and Crystals. And what we can go about this class a few different ways, but the way that I felt really called to go about it tonight is actually to lean onto the content and information of the houses, because this is a part of the zodiac that not a lot of people are harnessing these days. And we love to be like, we have like really high level people who are like, oh, I have Sagittarius in the 8th house. And you're supposed to know what that means right off the bat. Right off the bat, and not a lot of people know what that means right off the bat. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to teach you how to pull up your chart on a very particular app that we use very regularly here at the sanctuary. I'm going to teach you each individual house and what they mean and what they rule, because if you know that conversation, then the rest of it is Googleable, piecing together details and meaning. But the other thing that we're going to really talk about tonight and hone is, and we're going to use 1, 2, and 3, and probably my 4th crystal deck, which is somewhere. I'll find it in a minute. We're also going to hone what parts of your chart really need particular crystals and why you might be drawn to particular things. The thing that's important about crystals is that there are no rules and we are all one. So if you find that there's a crystal that isn't in your zodiac, it doesn't mean it's not meant for you. You know what I mean? You could be that Libra's in the sky at the moment and the moon is in Sagittarius. Do you know what I mean? And so you might be drawn to like red jasper, but you don't have any fire in your chart. And you're like, why am I being drawn to this crystal? That makes no sense. But it could be because like literally the moon location is just in a fire sign at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So the houses are very important for that too, because the moon every 2.5 days moves into each house that quickly. So it's a kind of a movement and fluid thing where we're constantly touching every essence of each part of the zodiac every 2.5 days, regardless of what our signature signs are. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. What I'd love for everybody to do first is hold up the rock that you picked up. So raise our hands. How much do we know about the zodiac? Raise your hand if you know what your sun sign is. When somebody says, what's your zodiac sign? What is that sign?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and spend some time with the cheat sheet for just a second. At the very top, you've got the 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air. And it gives you each element with their trio. Fire is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Water is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Earth is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Air is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. The ones that I want to point out to everybody is that Aquarius is usually known, a lot of people misinterpret that as a water sign because it has the word aqua in it. It's an air sign actually, but it is probably the most water of the air. Virgo is usually misinterpreted as a water sign, but it's actually an earth sign. A lot of people think that because she's the water bearer, she is a water sign. Yeah. So holder of water is different than the water itself inside the vessel. A lot of people assume that Scorpio is air because it is non-moving water. It's ice. So we're going to give you each a little tiny, so if you want to start, we're going to do all 12 signs. And I want you to start we're going to start basically with Aries and go all the way down. So if you want to take notes on all the things, go ahead and put them in this order with a little space in between them. I do want you to leave about this much space. We're going to add this much content to your every single one of these signs tonight. So don't just skip like a few lines, like skip space. Okay. So Aries begins the zodiac. We are going to go in order of this. The second sign on the zodiac is Taurus. And then Gemini. Cancer. And Leo. Last one I want you to write for time being is Virgo, and then we're going to stop there and go back up to the top and do the things. All right, so my Aries, this is a ram. Its season is spring. Its animal is a ram. Animal is kind of a loose term. I'm gonna say animal because in this case it is an animal. Like there's also mythological animals in 2 locations, and then there is things that are non-animal like symbols, right? Like the water bearer is usually like a woman holding a jar of water, and that's Virgo energy. So like whatever the symbol is or / animal personification. Aries is a ram. It says, I am here. It is time. I am spring. It is fire sign. Its key crystal is carnelian. It's a stimulator.
Spell, please.
Carnelian.
One out.
Carnelian. Carnelian looks like this.
Oh,
Yes, and I'm gonna pass it around. We're gonna do this for the sake of the recording. That's orange. It's dark, dark, dark orange. It's wonderful. It's an agate. If you're looking at like gemology, mineralogy type of thing, it's like formation is made with agatization and quartz, very quartzy crystal. You're gonna find that quartz works for every single zodiac because it works for every single crystal as a sub-in. If you're doing a spell, if you're doing a prayer, if you're using crystals and you're like, oh man, I wish I had a piece of XYZ for this prayer, but you only have quartz on hand, use quartz and then do it and embody it and imbue, there it is, thank you, with its energy. Its modality is cardinal, which just means that it is what it is. So if we look back at the first chart, do you see how underneath that it says cardinal, fixed, and mutable on the second line? The cardinal signs are 4 across. They're Aries, Cancer, and Libra is the most air, right? Fixed signs are things that are not moving and are those things like the sun, Leo is 100% fire because it's like the biggest fire we get on the universe, right? Scorpio is non-moving water, it's ice, and we're going to go through each of these elements and what they are as well. Taurus is fixed, and Taurus is soil, and fixed earth, it's the crust of the earth, fixed, it's in place, right? For a reason and for all time. And Aquarius is fixed static electric magnetic energy in the atmosphere. So fixed is kind of this next thing. Mutable means we're about to move from a cardinal to a fixed, or we're going to move from a fixed to a cardinal. So we're about to change and exchange is mutable, which is my Pisces down here and my Sag, right? We're all like mutable babies being like, let's just change things. It's fine. We can handle it. It's no big deal. We're flexible and adaptable. And all my fixed people are like, stop it. And so my mutable signs are Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo, and Gemini. And that explains it all. So my Aries, you guys are my cardinal energy, which means it is what it is. And the one thing I want you to picture when you hear someone say Aries is they're a candle. They're a candle. And I want you to write that down and picture Aries is a candle, which means it's capable of lots of amounts of peace, great peace. If you push it over, it's gonna burn the house down. That's an Aries in a nutshell. Got it? It just is. I also want you to write down that it's ruled by the planet Mars. And keywords for Aries is that they're bold, brave, and spontaneous. Next is Taurus. Earth element. Our first time we're seeing Earth. It's fixed. And it's ruled by the animal, the bull. Different than the ram. A ram lives a little higher up, usually mountaintop side, valley, stuff like that. Terrain is a little bit jumbled. Bulls live in very, very regular, solid terrain. They are really, really right here. Flatland, flatland, flatland. They are huge, much bigger than a ram, like stable AF. They are, Taurus is ruled by Venus. which is a planet of love and beauty.
What's the season you said?
The season is middle of spring. So like right now, actually. Well, actually, we just changed into Gemini. So we're just entered mutable season, but middle spring, kind of like the thick of all growing, planting, happiness, like lots of things are blooming. They have been blooming for many weeks. We have a few more weeks of blooming things. Like middle of spring is Taurus, like very green earth energy. Its number one crystal is malachite all day, every day. And it's also got a wonderful, so carnelian was Aries, orange, right?
Mhm.
About creativity. Actually, we're gonna pass that around so everybody can see it too. And then my key crystal for my Taurus season is malachite, which is a powerful transformation crystal. But the thing about its transformation is that it's actually for independent healing. It says, I actually do got this. It's a resolved crystal and it's a resolved season. It says, I really do have the ability to heal myself independently. This one is also a Taurus crystal. Yeah, rhodonite. It says, I can heal myself. I can rely on myself. I am my own healer. Really good energy. Everybody always thinks about like the big words like transformation as something that's out of reach, because it sounds like it's what spiritually elite people have access to and not like the regular, those of us who are just like doing work. Yeah. Like we're just doing stuff. We're like running people to the grocery store. We know the normal people, the normies, like God said. Transformation is about like regular healing, y'all. It's for healing that we all do. We all got the skin cells. We can all heal. It's not fancy. Transformation is not fancy. Transformation is accessible. That's what Taurus says. That's what Malachite says. Its energies are intelligent and loyal, determined and stubborn. That is a good quality to be. Stubbornness creates the best type of boundaries.
Intelligent, stubborn, and
Determined, loyal, yeah. Did I already say it's a fixed sign? The thing I want you to picture when you picture Taurus is soil, fertile soil. Like that yummy earth that when you're digging in it, it smells good. That kind of, that's Taurus. Really potent. It can hold a lot of growth and rebirth and death and energy that's going to transform, right? Really, really potent energy. Questions about Taurus? Let's do Gemini. Gemini is the first time we see mutability. It's a mutable sign, which means it's an adaptive, changing sign. It's very flexible. When you picture Gemini, I want you to forever picture a tornado. In the center of a tornado, it's very, very calm. It ain't calm elsewhere. That's all. For our good, though. It's a very, very good crystal to have around us. Or I'm sorry, sign to have around us. I'm staring at crystals. The crystal I'm going to give you for Gemini is fluorite. It's an intelligence crystal. Highly, highly intelligent Geminis. It's twins.
oh, sorry.
Yeah. So the sign or the element or the animal, if you will, is that it's twins. And this crystal that's coming around is fluorite, and that is its key energy. Yeah, it's twins. It's an air sign. It is ruled by Mercury, which is about communication and intelligence. And keywords for Gemini is they're curious, highly intelligent, therefore impulsive, Like we see spontaneity in Aries, which means it's spontaneous combustion, like thought bubble energy, immediate access to fire. Gemini is more like, ooh, impulse, 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 right? Let's move over there, tornado. Like, ooh, look, there's stuff we can, that, right? Little different than being spontaneous, just a teensy bit. And it's incredibly outgoing. It loves to love, loves people, loves stimulation. Gemini really, really loves stimulation. It wants to feel like it has a partner in everything else, right? Because it's looking for its twin.
What's the season?
Early summer. Um, it's pretty, yeah, it's really gorgeous. In fact, let me put Gemini crystal on the table here for a second.
So there's no late spring.
Gemini is kind of late spring, early summer. This is the mutability description. Because it's a mutable sign, it's half of both. You know what I mean? It's the end of one, the beginning of the other. So that's a really good, actually, that was a good question. The cardinal signs are always beginning a season. The fixed signs are the season. The mutable signs are like. Let's do Cancer. Cancer is the biggest water sign. It's all ocean. It's the ocean, it's the ocean, it's the ocean. It is cardinal, therefore. It is what it is, what it is, right? Aries is a candle, it's cardinal. Cancer is cardinal. The one crystal that is the key crystal for this is Amazonite. It's Amazon night. This is the most Cancer of all the rocks. It says loosen your grip, but it's actually a really similar energy to Richard's crystal, which is the Caribbean calcite. It's going to release other people's agendas on its life. Nothing can control the ocean, though we try. Because we stupid. Right,
No.
not really controllable, right? Too massive to control, just like the sun. We can't control sunlight. We can block it. We can like be innovative about how we allow it to let in. Same thing, dams, river structures, like, you know, we can be curious about how we let it in the ocean and how we go access it. But Cancer says, you can't really control me. And I have structured current within me. The currents of the ocean are things that we can trust and they don't ever change. They flow a little bit, but they're not actually changing. Do you feel how cardinal that is? Like it is what it is. This current runs this way because of cold or hot temperatures, end of story. It just is what it is. If you want to do a different location, you have to get out of the current, go a different direction, right?
Yeah.
That's how you navigate water that large. And so Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's the only sign that is not ruled by a planet. Super, super energetic. Yes. And so we talk about how much the moon translates the water on the planet. That's why it's ruling the seas. It's ruling the ocean. The moon also helps us when we know what our moon signs are, which is what we're going to get to at the end of this. Our moon signs are how our emotions move. So we're going to go through all of these details of like which one is which, and then help you understand what yours are, because then we don't have to go through the game of like, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? You're going to have all the details right there, right? What else we want to say about Cancer? Its keywords are it's nurturing, compassionate, and super intuitive, highly intuitive. We have highly intelligent in Gemini. We have highly intuitive in Cancer. I'm also going to give you the keywords for Taurus and Gemini and Cancer all at once. The one for Aries is I am. If you were to start mantras for Aries, you want to start them with I am. If you want to start mantras for Taurus, it's I have. Gemini is I think. It's highly intuitive. What do you think? I feel. Cancer is I feel. Well done. Yes, Cancer is I feel. It is. I think for Gemini, which is why it's about the intelligence crystal fluoride. Helps you have a clear, focused thinking mind. Cancer is all about, it's represented by the crab, that's its animal. Ruled by the moon. There was something else I just wanted to say about that. Oh, Amazonite is its crystal because Amazonite is for feminine bravery, courageousness, and magnitude of both of those things. She's beautiful, dark, and gorgeous all at once, right? Lots of mystery.
One of my good friends.
Cancery things, the whole thing. You guys, does it feel important for you to have the duality? Like Aries is rather masculine, and they flip-flop. Taurus is actually rather feminine. Does it feel important to have those in your notes? Cool, let's do that too, and then we'll catch up as we go. Aries is masculine. Taurus is feminine. Gemini is masculine. Cancer is feminine. Leo is masculine.
All right.
That's our next one. Any questions about these first four? Did we see how we went from cardinal, fixed, mutable back to cardinal? That's the rhythm it takes the entire way, right? It flip-flops, masked feminine, it goes in trios for the cardinal. So this is the beautiful thing about, we talked a lot about categories and the importance of categories in our previous class on Saturday about this, which was like kind of a precursor for this content. The thing that was most important about categories in the zodiac is that we're going to keep classifying things into different lenses of categories as we go, right? There's 12 houses, each of them is ruled by something different. You're going to keep noticing like, oh, these things fit here in this category, but they also fit this way in this category because over here we're measuring if they're cardinal or mutable, right? Or fixed.
Right.
They fit over here because we're measuring them according to the 12 houses. They fit over here because they fit into this like quad of whatever we're classifying it as over here, right? Fire and according to the elements. So you're going to keep kind of noticing that. Last thing I'm going to give you for Cancer. Oh no, I gave you ruling planets for all of them so far, right? Okay, cool. Let's do Leo. This is a fire sign again. We're back to fire. Now we've classified 2 fire signs. It's going to always move that way. It's always going to move fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water. So Leo is ruled by the sun. The other sign that is not ruled by a planet. Side by side, moon and sun. The thing I love about the order is that the moon does come first. There's quite a lot of scripture that supports that your best manifestations and prayer should happen in moonlight first and then awaken to the day. So, and that there's a lot of cultures that also believe that the energy of the first day starts in the middle of the night, which is also something we adhere to at the 365 calendar with 12 and 12 as our clock. So we know that really the day begins at midnight. That's actually the beginning of the first day, right? So moon into sun, not sun into moon.
Where would the concept of the witching hour fall on top of that?
3 o'clock is usually the keynote of that, right?
Right.
It's the first movement of all of them. Like we just saw like Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Now we're back at Cancer. Like the 4th hour is kind of this awakening time. And that's dawn is usually like
I see.
the second. Yeah. So witching hour is 1 to 3. Dawn hour is 3 to 6. And then we've got our morning daylight and then our noontime, right?
Got it.
And then the whole clock continues in that rhythm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Waking hours past that. Decreasing in energetic hours, very, very interesting the way it all flows. But witching hours usually because you'd usually begin spells or prayer at midnight.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then you'd be there doing that casting until about 3 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning, 8 a.m. Yeah.
That makes sense with what you were just talking about how the day is starting.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly why. Not because it was super mystic and also because it's more mystic, right? And also because like there is a lot of lore around like comprehending that it's the least dangerous time of day because it was safest for witches to gather at that time. But also there's a lot of reasons why to do that outside of like it just being safest.
Yeah.
There's actually like knit into the universe type of reason,
Yeah.
right?
That's
Most
it makes
common
sense.
time for birth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cancer is
Yeah.
often associated with motherhood and birthing. So
Feminine.
like all
Fertile.
feminine energy.
Yes. I'm also gonna give you one major arcana card from the tarot deck. Who's familiar with tarot? Kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit.
It's been a while.
Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna give you a major arcana per card. Gemini is the lovers, card number 6. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Might as well integrate everything we do here
Gemini.
for Gemini. Yeah, Gemini is card number 6. It's the lovers card. Taurus is the Empress. She's card number 3. Yes. Beauty, love, fertility, motherhood. I'm gonna give us the Fool for Aries. I'm gonna give us card number 0. The very first card of the deck is the Fool. Cancer is 2. Card number 2, the High Priestess. Yes. Although honestly, you could make a huge argument for card 18, which is the Moon. Okay, where are you at, y'all?
We're at Leo.
Leo, that's right. Okay, Sun, fire, fixed, masculine. I create. Ultimate creator. Could not be anywhere without the creativity and creation of the sun. Could not. Leo is represented by the animal, the lion. Ultimate bravery, ultimate passion and warmth. So much strength because of their capacity to love. With huge hearts. Leos have the biggest hearts. Largest capacity for love than any other sign. They're here to show us and teach us what love is. Its card in the zodiac is the strength card. Its number is number 8.
Leo,
Yeah.
so Leo is strength and sun.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it.
And then the sun card, yeah, like Vaughn is saying, is number 19. It's number 8 and number 19, the sun. 8 is the strength card. It's crystal. I'm gonna say citrine. Although we could also give you tiger's eye, and honestly, both of those, this is where like I can start rattling off the rocks, y'all. I'll add to your rocks as we go. We're gonna say citrine, tiger's eye, and pyrite right off the bat. For Leo. All about that big light.
Tiger's eye.
Amber, thank you. Yes, amber tiger's eye. Sorry to assume. I'm also gonna give you rose quartz for Leo. Ultimate, ultimate, ultimate. Love, love, love. Did you guys also write down rhodonite for Taurus? Rhodonite for Taurus, malachite for Taurus. The Empress card for Taurus. Fluorite for your Geminis. Just to reiterate, pyrite, this is another really powerful crystal for Leo. It's completely metal. They're incredibly attractive people, right? Everybody's like, yeah, she's like, no, I like this one. Now I like it. But their attraction level is strong too. What they're able to attract is very powerful because they're magnetic, like the core of the earth, the core of the sun, and the core of all the other planets in the universe. The reason this system works is because of unconditional love vibration holding the universe together through its iron core. If everything lost an ounce of its metal, we would combust, right? Everything would slingshot and run into each other and we'd have ultimate destruction. It holds itself together because of love and because of the core being magnetic, right? Perfect amount of metal in the universe to hold everything together. Did I give you all your notes for Leo? Did everybody have everything filled in?
I'm guessing middle summer.
Yeah. Fixed. Dead center of the season. No, it's important.
I wrote my notes, so
No.
it's the first thing that's in my notes.
That's good. I want that there too. It's very important.
Feels like covered, if we can say they covered.
Everything.
It's like,
Everything.
Oh,
I think
thank
of
you.
like Aries, it's like governing the beginning. Like
Yeah.
they begin the year, and Taurus is the root planner, so
Yeah.
they're the ones that like begin to like sow the seeds and
Mhm.
stabilize the earth. And then I think of Gemini as governing early education with their curiosity,
Oh,
like they feed that.
Playing a story.
Yeah.
Is the mother. And
Emotions
I
and
have like one
feelings.
for all of them, but like I don't know who Leo is. I would call him the child. But I don't know that that
kinda.
would work.
But here's the
What
thing,
does
and
that
actually the
look
sun
like?
card is a child. Yep, get it, Vaughn. She better know her tarot. Yeah, the sun card is a child for that reason.
Yeah.
It governs ego, identity, and personality. When we say what's your sun sign, we're asking what your ego, identity, and personality is. That's what the sun rules. That's what Leo represents.
Yeah.
Right? So the child, what do we know about kids from 0 to 4? Them motherfuckers be full of ego
Also, what if
and their personality. And they're the most loving and they don't know how to hate yet. Unless we have integrated them, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, man.
that, right. Right there. It's right there. Very, very well
My
done.
son,
Okay, 2 crystals that I've determined are wise for Cancer in addition to Amazonite, moonstone, and selenite. Yeah, moon energy. For show.
Nice.
And selenite, yeah. Okay. Virgo. Last one in this chart for a sec. Virgo is, we're back to Earth. Earth sign, ruled by Mercury. Which, what else did we find was ruled by Mercury? Gemini. Gemini and Venus are both ruled by Mercury. I'm sorry, yes, Gemini.
I'm just thinking about.
Gemini, Virgo. Thank you, I appreciate you. I'm staring at the word Venus, that's why I fucked that up. Okay, they're both ruled by Mercury, which means they're both highly intelligent and full of communication value. That's what they rule. Virgo is represented by the water. She's the water bearer. She's also technically like a virgin water creator and holder. She's a vessel, is what's important about Virgo. Vaughn, what we talked about on Saturday. Vessel, channel, funnel.
Yeah, the funnel. Oh, it's
That, right? They are incredibly logical and practical. They say this water container can only hold this much. End of story. Don't try to overflow it. That's dumb. It's practical. It has a lid. If I turn it over, it won't pour out. How smart is that? Virgos love that shit. That is my Virgos.
I'm just waiting to see.
That would have been terrible.
I'm waiting.
Meanwhile, it was still Virgo energy because it was like, did she click the top all the way?
I'm just reading that.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So if it does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Virgo. Yes. So what else we want to know about Virgo? Practical, extremely observant, which makes them intelligent. They do a lot of their learning by observing. What I want you to think of when I think of a Virgo is a tree, the ecosystem that is a tree. That's how I want you to think of Virgo. And if you want to think about more of it, I want you to think of a living forest. Something that communicates with other trees through the root system and the intelligence that is. Something that communicates through sound, water, and can move quite a lot, even though it's immobile. That makes sense? Or non-movable. It doesn't have feet, right?
No, it still moves.
But still moves quite a lot, like a lot of movement in a tree, right? Cool, right?
Yeah.
Very, very, very important structure.
Very important. Oh,
Virgo is feminine. So this is where we start to move out of animals. She's a virginal vessel. She's something that knows how to hold with a lot of purity. So I want to kind of stay away from the word virgin as much as it's like something that has pure form, right? Something that holds and carries and vessels things with purity, not purity culture energy, more like something that is all of itself. No alloy, no mixture here in Virgo. Virgo is what it is. It's purely holding whatever it's holding. It's mutable. which is really important to remember when we think about a tree moving, not moving. Bothness, flexible, right? Flexible with its own boundaries in place. That's what's also important about mutability. Mutability is not about destruction all the time, right? Tornadoes are not always destroyers. And we know that they can be, but that's mostly because we're humans. We think we're in charge of everything, in the center of everything. We're not. We're not. La, la, la.
You can't plant it, you got to grow the soil.
There it is. That's what it's about. Leo Virgo says, I examine is how you start. I examine or I observe. That's how you start mantras for Virgo. I observe that I am valuable. I am a witness to myself, that kind of stuff. Fun. I'm a witness to myself. Better. That's the best. Did I give you rocks for this already?
No.
Cool. Black tourmaline. Oh, and a populate. Hold on, I'll pass them to you. And green aventurine, there it is. Okay, green aventurine. Black tourmaline, really pretty rock. And apophyllite, because something gotta be up in the treetops. And I'm gonna pass this way. Those are our 3 crystals.
I'm also using it to know how to spell some of this.
That's why, honestly, that's why I use the card decks, because some of it's hard to spell. It's just some of it's hard to spell, that's all.
Thank you.
And then our tarot card is the hangman.
Ooh.
Yeah, how we feel about that? Hang upside down, think about that.
Oh,
Perspective.
I had thought about the star because of the,
I know, I kind of,
But
I
I
don't
like
hate that. I don't hate that though, Vaughn. I don't hate that. Okay, card 17, the star, and card 12, the hangman. It is about perspective shifting. And this concept of, it's a little misquoted, but we're going to use it for the fact of like, this is it translated into layman's terms. It's as above, so below. It doesn't mean that we're reflecting. It means we are the same. The same tree above is the same tree below, right?
right.
Which is the hangman perspective, that we see all, that we are all, and then the star, water. Really, really good. Really, really good. Questions so far? How do we feel about it? Did I fill in all the notes? Cool, right? So all notes filled in for Virgo, because
Yeah.
I'm coming off of 3 charts here, so I want to make sure that you guys are getting everything happy and wonderful. Okay, now let's go to our second page of notes. We're gonna do the next 6. Okay, Libra is next. Then we got Scorpio. Sagittarius. What? Get those Sages in the house. I love me, Sag. Today is all about Sagittarius. Fucking love this moon. Capricorn. Aquarius. Sweet little Aquarius. God bless Aquarius. You just give if your people are Aquarian, y'all, give them a hug. They are so sad. They hate the world.
Oh,
They
wow.
hate it.
They hate it because they love it so much. Pisces is last. Okay. I love Libra.
Yeah.
We are gonna start. Where do we want to start with Libra? They're ruled by Venus. Who else have we talked about who's ruled by Venus?
That's gonna be, I'm gonna go with
Taurus, love, beauty, balance. Key theme for Libra is balance. They're represented not by an animal, but by scales. They are air. They are cardinal air. They are what they are. They are air that we breathe. One of the most beautiful ways to consider a Libra is can't live without the inhale, can't live without the exhale. Balance. One is not better than the other. Really, like you can't decide. Who could argue that the inhale is better than the exhale? That's an irrelevant thing to argue, because we know that you have to have both. That is what Libra is about, right? It's the thing we breathe, this kind of air, moving audible air. Libra is masculine. Its mantra is I relate. I relate to you. What an interesting experience. I relate to that experience. Really lovely.
What would be another,
Something very human, very human.
variation of that, like especially in terms of mantra creation? So I relate, what would be another?
It can be I relate to myself. I relate to my humanity. That's what I would lean into for that. I am relatable. What I belong. Isn't I, you know what I'm saying? Kind of starts to build a little bit where you're like, okay, what are we trying to do when we relate to one another? We're trying to
Yeah.
have harmony. Beautiful Libra term. Yeah,
Like,
beautiful Libra term. That leads me to the tarot cards. Card number 14. Oh, the traditional is escaping me. One second, darlings. What is 14? Temperament. Temperance. Temperance. Sorry, temperance is card number 14. And justice, 11.
Justice.
11 justice and 14 temperance. It's really about harmony, which is why that keyword was so potent. Awesome work, Liz. Love that, love that. Really, really beautiful sign. Its energies are charming, well balanced, compromising, yet boundary holding. Scales can be a trickier symbol. So everybody kind of either meditate on or like hold your hands out for a second. Scales have to be measured to be accurate, right? They have to actually hold space at the same space in order to be functional and used for mathematics and used for weighing and scaling them, right? So if they are scaled to the right weight, the weight doesn't matter very much, whatever their equilibrium is, as long as they're at equilibrium, right? Then any equilibrium can be zero, so you can start again. That's the energy, right? It doesn't matter if I'm up here, it doesn't matter if I'm down here, equilibrium is necessary because then I can start again. Always remember, it's a new start. It's halfway through the zodiac. Kind of like, oh, we're halfway there.
And the season.
And the season is, what are we? We're cardinal?
Yeah, we're cardinal, so it is the
Beginning of fall.
the start.
Maybon. Yeah. The fall equinox is the beginning of Libra season. Yeah. So this is exactly halfway because the spring equinox is Aries. Aries begins the spring equinox. Libra begins the fall equinox. So beginning is cardinal, things that begin the season. They are each equinox and solstices. That's a good one. Okay, what else do we want to say about Libra? Have I given you crystals for Libra in my loves?
No.
Ah, okay, unakite.
What?
Spell. Una.
Actually, not that.
Kite. Yes. This color is a little bit saturated. I'm going to pass you around one. Hematite is my other one. It's for ultimate balance and positivity in the bloodstream. So Libra says, I'm very vital. I'm very balanced. It is for balance. It's an ultimate harmonizer. It says be present. Don't be too future. Don't be too past. Be right now, right now, right now. Balance between time. Hematite is also balance, but it's about vitality balance. It's about having enough positivity and negativity in the bloodstream that you're not balancing one or the other more than the other.
Yeah.
Excellent. I like hematite.
Yeah, this is also about value. It's also about knowing that if you have that 1,000 pounds, if that's your ratio of value, if you say that anything that we sell, 1,000 pounds of it is $1,000. That's a decision maker that the person who owns the scales created the zero. Do you know what I'm saying? It's about comprehending value, that you get to determine what value is. That is such a Librarian theme, you guys. Like, know that you are so valuable, and anybody trying to assign you value that
Right.
isn't actually your value, say, no, I'm sorry, I set my own balance. I am my own measure. Very Librarian energy. Librarian, and it sounds like librarian, which I kind of love. Yeah. Now, oh, okay, it's a different class. Calm down, Nicci. Don't talk about the things. I'm just gonna move on because I will talk at you for 18 million hours about all of the toxic and aligned traits. That's a different class. I promise you we'll do part 2. Because you notice how we're just kind of discussing powerful and aligned traits of each. We're not doing shadow work tonight where we would talk about the misaligned traits of each sign. We're not doing that tonight. That is a whole other course. And the rocks that go alongside of that is a whole nother set of crystals. Okay, Scorpio. Wait. Okay, peruse Libra. Did I give you all the details you need and want for Libra? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Scorpio is
Let's talk about
feminine.
it.
Feminine. Love me, my Scorpio. Love me, Scorpio. Scorpio is water.
Water. No one's in the
Yes. And that's right. Yeah.
Cause I always.
Because if there's 3 water signs, there's 3 phases of water. Each one is a phase.
Oh.
Yeah. Because Pisces can be vapor, can be rain, can be streams. Cancer is the ocean, solid. It's always water, salty, so it can't freeze. You know what I mean? Scorpio is ice. 1, 2, and 3. Scorpio is definitely the thing that we do in, like, you know, zodiac 101, if we call it that, is this energy of comprehending that we don't want to stereotype the signs, but we also want to pay attention to the psychology of the signs. Again, that's kind of the shadow work class. Like when we really dive into this, is psychology of it, which is where you look into themes, Scorpion themes, Librarian themes, Gemini energy, Sagittarian energy, like where it's no longer just the zodiac thing itself. Then it's like this scoping thematic. Yeah. Really huge motifs that go deep and long and sideways and, you know, all the things. But it's also really important to remember that, like, any sign can be a narcissist, any sign.
I was
It's-
just going to ask.
yeah.
I wonder if there's like any.
There's definitely can be correlations, but there's not enough like psychology that claims. Right, exactly. There's not enough like psychology studies that claim
Yeah.
zodiac accordingly yet.
Yeah.
That would be,
But
I
because
want to read
yeah.
that book.
The chart is
one day,
the
right.
chart's so big. The
Yeah.
chart, you know, there's so many.
Because you could also
combinations.
watch the combination show up in an MC or a sun sign or a rising, like, you know, it can
Yeah.
come, that's where the motif conversation is a deeper,
Mm.
you know, something deeper than right here
Yeah.
for tonight. But please know that it's there. And that's why boundaries is important for every sign to have. And non-stereotyping, like to resist stereotyping the signs is very important too, because you can like really start to like, all people have to say is like, oh, I'm a Scorpio. And then you're like, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which like, I don't blame you. Do that
No,
for a minute
I
if
d-
it helps. Like,
I want to very quickly, do not judge everybody by that,
yes.
because
Yeah.
it was him.
Okay. Have we done crystals for,
For Scorpio.
oh, we haven't done, okay,
haven't
that's
done
right. We're in the middle of
Scorpio.
Scorpio. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Not much. Okay.
Yeah, you're We didn't even.
I'm like, where are we?
No.
Cool. Okay, sweet. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, Scorpio is feminine, it is water, it is fixed. What I want you to picture is ice, which is what we discussed. Its mantra is I desire.
Yeah.
Of course it does. Of course it does. It's about intimacy, transformation, power, and destiny. It's going now. They're incredibly passionate. It's a highly intuitive sign. What was the last time we saw that?
Cancer.
Cancer.
This is weird. This is my two of my closest friends and the Scorpio. I can't be friends with her anymore.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, it'd be like,
Yeah.
Yeah. They're also very determined signs. They are opposite Taurus, where we saw that last. Everybody's got an opposite that they hold well. Gemini and Sagittarius hold well. Scorpio and Taurus are opposite each other and they hold well. They say, we really hold hands well. We can lean back and spin and we will never let go of each other. It's a very powerful bond when you have opposites. Yeah. And the way you find it is you literally just look across the zodiac. You just look at the whole wheel and then you see whatever's across. That's its like power couple energy, right?
Wow.
Or it can be. They tend to be really good friends with each other. What else is Scorpio? Let's talk about how it's ruled by Mars.
That.
Its animal is a scorpion. That's all. But we're gonna talk about how it's ruled by Mars.
The late fall.
It is late fall, kind of, well, yeah, late fall.
Oh.
I always classify Scorpio as kind of early winter, but it's not truly so. I always want that to be true because ice, but that's a northern hemisphere like reality. It's not even realistic for the whole essence. So yes, early, middle of fall. Mars. Okay, the first time we see, oh, I'm sorry, 1 second. Oh, that is not right. It is not ruled by Mars. That is bullshit. It's ruled by Pluto. I apologize. My notes are wrong. Wow. Let me fix that. No, and I got that memorized too. I was like, that is not right.
I said that at the beginning.
You're like, no, it's different. Yes, no, I'm sorry. The rest of these have been accurate. Pluto. What do we know about Pluto?
They are.
They don't even want to classify it a planet. Do you know why? Because it's made
Full
of
of
ice.
ice.
Oh, I guess no respect.
It's considered not even big enough to be a planet and it's nothing but ice.
It's nothing but ice. Scorpio also is selenite.
Which looks like ice.
Which looks like ice. Very similar energy to moldavite. Moldavite as well.
I am pretty certain I'm spelling, I leave stones wrong.
Selenite is SELENITE.
Yeah, I spelled it wrong. I spelled it completely wrong.
And moldavite sounds like mold.
Right.
Where
that
did
one I
it
found.
go? Weird. I'm like moving in my moldavite. Where's my moldavite? Weird. Am I missing my moldavite? It's in here.
So sneaky.
I know. He's like, I
A
will
little
not.
bit appropriate.
A little bit appropriate.
Yeah.
Also black tourmaline. We're gonna pull that right into
Two protections.
two protection stones. Transformation, deep.
That's right.
I'm gonna add black tourmaline also to Taurus, y'all. And I'm sorry, I'm checking. Did we have hematite Libra?
We did.
Super important. Okay, cool. Just checking.
Mm.
Here's my moldavite. Moldavite for Scorpio. Yeah. Super important. Oh, that's right. Okay, we gotta talk about the opals. Opal also lives here in Scorpio. Pink
that
opal. Yes, yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah. Pink opal. And card number 13, the death and transformation card in the tarot deck.
Oh.
Awesome.
When you get the death card, it's not about physical death ever. It will never actually be about physical death.
Right.
Now, the 6 of feathers or the 6 of swords, sure, people dying, but not in the 13 card. 13 is about transformation.
What's it called?
It's also my lucky number.
That would be.
It's
why
called
I wrote
death.
Transformation.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much
Because I know it, just because you see the death card doesn't mean it's death.
Immediate
Right.
days on all the
Yes.
time,
It means
death card
the,
and
maybe
stuff.
death of one thing.
Yeah.
In order
something
to,
In order to transform into
yes,
something else.
yeah, in order for the sake
Kind of
of
like caterpillars and butterflies.
Yes.
beautiful. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
Ooh, and thank you. Just remind me of a crystal.
That's fine.
Mm.
And the Latin translation for orgasm is melting more.
Yeah.
The little death.
The little death.
Now you've got death. and little
Thank
death.
you.
I love
Thank
that.
you.
I love that.
See,
I love that.
I need you in my life, all of
I
you.
would be more nervous of the suit of swords than I would.
I'm sorry,
You know what I
let's
love?
talk about that. Let's talk about that. That's the suit we're in for our tarot course right now, and people are dying in the tarot. It's a death suit. It's
Yeah.
difficult. People are like, we hate this. Thank God we're not ending here. Like, it's been intense.
That three of swords.
What is the card I want to show you for this? You said it. Oh, another card for this, labradorite. Labradorite is a total Scorpio energy. It says, see the magic? It's all about magical transformation. Here it is. Labradorite, also Scorpio.
There's a big.
Oh, yes, and pink opal, and pink opal.
Okay, I'm gonna
Have you
guess
guys
the one I'm gonna
heard
go clutch.
the?
Nope, I was wrong.
Wow.
Who's heard the superstition of opal before? What if you
Oh,
are
like
not?
black, like it's the black one, right?
It's usually actually the pink one,
Oh,
or
pink.
people just in general, or like if it's an opal and I didn't find it, there's a lot of superstition around opal that I don't subscribe to. I think that it's an irrelevant
Okay.
superstition.
I mean, Adam.
That's good. Most people,
Or that you're
it's
supposed to
the
find
October
it.
birthstone. And everybody's like, you're not allowed to wear it unless you're in October, unless it's your birthstone. Well, let's just talk about that. Half of October is Libra and the other half is Scorpio. So how does that work?
People be like.
People be lying. That's how it works. It don't. So labradorite is about grace and transformation, what we talked about earlier with Vaughn's crystal, because she chose that. And then pink opal is about compassion. Yeah, it's about ultimate compassion. It heals mother and maternal generational wounds. Some of the sting of Scorpio is that they know how to be honest, even if it's your mama.
Which is a big. That's
Yeah, can be really, really important and poignant, which can feel very stingy to people. So they can get a very bad reputation if they're just really good truth tellers in their families, and the families don't want that truth to be told. Yeah, those are your people who are like suffering from that type of dynamic. They need opal because they need self-compassion, because usually their families are not going to give them compassion, right? Questions about Scorpio? Pretty sure we've hit all the energies of what that is. It's a good one.
But I like that, truth things, and they can be true.
Interesting, and they can be truth tellers. My whole job is scorp telling, or scorp telling is truth telling. Scorp. Scorp.
Yeah, they're squirt telling again.
Questions about any of those?
No, but this is putting puzzle pieces.
It's making sense, right? This is why it's important to do the whole zodiac first and then look at what you got, right? You don't want to pigeonhole yourself once you know your sun, moon, and rising signs. If we approach it that way first, you just focus on you. If you approach it here, then you start to be like, oh, I know that guy. Oh, I see that's maybe why they act that way. Oh, maybe I was judging them. Oh, maybe I was judging myself, right? Very important. Sagittarius. Sag. Fire. Mutable. Masculine. Its mantra is I understand. I understand you. I understand myself. My comprehension is vast. It's one of my favorite Sagittarius mantras for myself. My comprehension is vast. They are incredibly optimistic, adventurous, and playful, and also hyper intelligent.
Which is why they're in line with that Jim.
Bingo, bingo. Yep, yep, yep. They hold the solstice. They hold the winter solstice. The two mutable signs that hold the winter or the solstices. When does my solstice begin? Gemini. Yeah, June 20th, and Sagittarius. December 20th. Or 21st, depending on the day of the year. Yeah, leap year vibes, all that stuff. Yeah.
I always thought of the Sagittarius, so Gemini is early education. Sagittarius is the philosopher, so it's like lower education.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's like higher levels of learning and
I
education.
think I examined.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You see the growth. You see the growth of that opposites. Yep. And then I am, I think. Therefore I am. Yep. Yep. Well, actually really for Aries. Yeah. I examine, I understand, I am. It all starts again. And you can do that with all of the energies of the mantras. If you put them in a circle and you start to see them in circular form, you can do quite a lot with the mantra beginners.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wisdom there.
They got like horse looking sign.
Yeah, they're not really an animal. They're a centaur. They're the mystical, one of the mystical animals. is that they're a centaur. Some people like dim it down. They're like, oh, it's an archer. I'm like, no,
No.
no, we're not that boring. We are a centaur.
Chiron is a.
Harry Potter
centaur, right?
vibes. Yes.
Yeah.
They're ruled by Jupiter. They're an incredibly lucky planet ruling anything ruled by Jupiter, which would be Sagittarius. It's about luck, abundance, generosity, and positivity. Our ability to comprehend is what makes us so positive, because we're not leaning into the toxic positivity you can see some other signs do sometimes. You see that a little bit in Libra, you see it a little in the Scorpio. You can see some toxic positivity in the other water signs occasionally, just depending on what's going on there, what you're being able to hold and what feels too much to hold. So you like lean back into positivity, right? Sag is positive because it understands the negative. It's like, there'd be all that negative over there, but like, that's because this all has to be held by some kind of balance, right? So there's quite a lot of like profound optimism in Sagittarius sometimes. Really good sign.
I like it too, because I think of positive as in like certain. I'm positive, I'm certain, I understand. And
Yeah,
certain
we
to
are,
reality.
what do you call it?
I'm doing
Not aggressive, but what is the other A word? Arrogant.
it.
That's what we are.
All
All the fire signs.
So many.
All the fire signs hold a little arrogance in a good way. We're like, we know. We're smart. Red jasper and lapis lazuli.
You said red jasper and what?
And lapis
That's the one I didn't hear.
lazuli
Yeah.
That's
and
pretty.
black onyx are Sagittarius rocks. Faux show. Make it. Like leadership vibes. I don't know where my black onyx is. Where my black onyx at? Black onyx and really obsidian. It's volcanic crystal that comes from a volcano. Which when I want you to think of Sagittarius, I want you to now forever picture a volcano. That's the Nicci version. Something that knows how to be one with nature and is incredibly volatile. And I want to talk about the mutability of a volcano. We talk about the mutability of Gemini and how it's a tornado, very destructive, has the capacity for destruction, right? We haven't gotten to Pisces yet, but we'll talk about tsunamis then. Yeah. The other one is the mutability of they're like, oh my God, what are we? Very always do. Y'all pretend like you're all innocent and chill and peaceful, you Pisces.
I won't agree with it, they pretend.
Yeah, you're like, motherfucker. ain't."
Yeah.
No,
You don't
ain't.
want to hear the inner thoughts. They just aren't coming out of his mouth yet.
And all of us mutable, we're like, it's fine, you'll be fine. It's like, I'll just destroy you and you'll be fine. Volcanic energy of obsidian. This one is black obsidian and it is powerful and fantastic. It's a purifier for generosity. It's a master wound healer for misaligned giving, generosity, and wealth coming from the father wound. So it's a very powerful Sagittarian theme. Black obsidian. Really good wealth healer. If you notice yourself not having stability in your root chakra, according to wealth, and usually from a parent, usually the father, this is the crystal to work with. It's very good at helping you understand that you are worthy and that your generosity needs to be about you first. It's a good rock. It's a good rock.
Would a passion tears also fall under?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Higher vibes for sure. Yes. Yeah. And the last time we saw that, we saw Leo. So yes. And that's mostly not because it's actually a fire sign, but more because it's ruled by Jupiter, the abundance planet. That's why I would assign that there. But that's a good addition. Yeah. It's all making sense, to everybody?
Mhm.
Cool, cool, cool. What do we got for filling in Sag? Tarot cards. Okay. Yeah, this is where I'm almost. Let me see for a sec. Where is my Hierophant? I don't know that I pulled him out. Justice, Sun, Hierophant, what number is he? 4? No, 5. Yeah, 5. He's I'm gonna call him the shaman.
Oh.
But he's in the traditional deck, he's the Hierophant, which is a very funky word. It's kind of like, okay, I don't want this to be a trigger, but it's kind of like a pope figure, kind of somebody who really has access to their religious understanding so that they can give it to you, right? And that you can also have access because they make it accessible. It's about taking that higher level education and imparting it, right? That's why the Hierophant card, really awesome guidance there, Vaughn. Yo, there it is. And it's card number 5. I think that is the only, oh, well, I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna hold that as the singular card for now. The only other one I'm kind of thinking.
Oh,
What do you think about that?
that's good, because
You think
that's the, I guess you could say, the brother or the partner to the shaman card.
Oh my
anyway.
God, you're right.
It is,
Oh, okay, 100%. Card number 15, the devil.
because you got.
Okay, also that.
Yeah, because you are holding the nuance of what is good or bad. Is there really good or bad here? Who's really your prisoner? Because like if you look at the Hierophant and there's this priestly pope figure, how much do we know that Pope? How much do we know about religion?
Yeah.
How prison-like can religion be, right? But the devil's like, I'm actually holding your chains.
It's actually y'all.
You came up to me, put chains around your neck, and then put them in my hand and said I was holding you. No, I
Yeah.
don't got that much power.
Low accountability.
You wanted this.
Ooh,
I'm your
that's
scapegoat.
spicy.
That's
I
Sag
like
energy.
it. But also Sagittarians are spicy enough.
They are. They are.
We're really pretty from far away, but if you get close, we'll burn you before you even touch our lava.
Yeah.
Cute. Okay, Capricorn.
Female.
Okay. Yeah, let me get these cards out the way and let's do it. Yeah, feminine, which, okay. Oh God, I have a whole dissertation about this. Okay, I'll keep it close. Here's the thing that's important is everybody thinks that Capricorn's masculine. It ain't, it's feminine. It actually says I am the master CEO of my own life, and it is a very feminine energy. Really important. It is earth.
Much sense, though, does it to you? Should be
Yes.
feminine. I'm not, I'm
Thank you.
100% feeling
Thank
You
you.
go ahead
See,
now.
I
You
have
got
whole
your-
astrologists
That's why.
that are like Capricorn or so. And also Capricorn can have very powerful masculinity,
Yeah.
but it is feminine.
Yeah.
That's what's important about it.
One of
So
the most masculine.
super. Yeah.
Very
It's really awesome. It's a cardinal earth sign. It is what it is. It's a mountain. When I want you to think of Capricorn, I want you to think of Everest. I ain't going nowhere. Unmovable. I know Ruby's like, that is who I is. I am unmovable. You thought Taurus was stubborn? Cap ain't got,
Yeah,
nobody got anything on Cap.
Remember that.
It don't move.
no cap. right?
Remember that.
It is incredibly ambitious.
Full on goat.
Incredibly ambitious. Full of powerful discipline when it wants to be and where it wants to be. It is also very practical, very Virgo, can hold a lot of space. It is its own form of ecosystem, which means it can support and sustain quite a lot of life without having to be lively, right? Mountains don't move, but it holds a lot of life. Lots of things live there. Lots of different trees and types of plants grow on them. Lots of animals live all over them. This is also a mystical creature. It's a sea goat.
You're a sea goat.
Sea goat.
It's a
Not
goat
sure I knew it
with a
lived in the
pretty
sea.
hair.
Yeah, a goat
Yeah.
lives in the sea.
I embrace my inner goat. I'm not even gonna lie about that
It's
one.
important.
I am straight goat.
The important. The important.
Sea goat.
It's ruled by the planet Saturn, which is about discipline, commitment, and challenges, but not challenges for the sake of hard things in your life. That is not what this is about. Capricorn is about challenges from Saturn that come for your growth's sake. Makes sense? We're all born with karma. We're all here to close stuff. if we take on that challenge, it will be for our good. That's the great promise, right? Of the nodes. We'll talk about that in part 2. That's important. It's not challenge for the sake of it being hard.
No.
When shit's hard, you're like, oh, this is for me. This is for me. I got this. I can do this. We talk about being Earth. We talk about being Saturn. Garnet all day. Passion, vitality. Look at that red rock. It's gorgeous.
Deep, dark red.
Yes. Life force here. I'm gonna let you look at this one
Funny
too, just to
thing-
compare. Also quartz. I'm gonna give you clear quartz for my cat. Clarity, understanding, mountain peak. And K2 stone, literally just the letter K, the number 2, K2 stone. It's the granite that comes off the top of Everest.
Oh.
Really gorgeous, really profound. It rules themes of empowerment. That's the word I'm going to give you for that. Its mantra is I use. It's an earth sign and it says I use. So I want you to hear this for a second. So don't worry about writing it down because you already have it. I'm going to tell you the mantras in order from this part on for a second. I'm going to show you their graduation and how they need each other and how we build them. Aries says I am. I am. Taurus says I have now. Gemini says, oh, I think. I think because I have, because I am. Cancer says, I feel because I think, because I have. Leo says, I create due to what I feel and because of what I have. Virgo says, I examine what I created. Do I like it? Do I want to recreate it? Libra says, I relate. Now I'm relatable. I'm going to recreate accordingly. Scorpio says, I desire based off of everything I think I am, I use. Sagittarius says, I understand now what I really have. Now what I can really create. Now what I can really relate to. Capricorn says, I use all of that for my highest good. And I ascend. I am ambition because of everything I am, have, think, feel, create, examine, relate, desire, understand. Right? And then we got 2 more. It's great. That's my new favorite thing to like walk everybody through. So mantras are very important. Super amazing. Aquarius. We ready for Aquarius? Oh,
Tarot.
sorry. Yes. Emperor. Card number 4. Emperor. I like this game. It's kind of a great game.
Another game.
Oh, I feel like that's Aquarian. I'm also going to give it the Hermit. I'm going to give it card number 9.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm fine.
I like
I
that.
can be all by myself.
And he's kind of like on a mountain.
He's kind of on the mountain.
That's cool.
That though, for sure.
Now, do you have any questions on why I'm a hermit? I'm good, right? Where am I?
Honestly, I like card number 21 for this too. I like the world for Capricorn. Yeah, let's do 21, the world. That is 100% a Capricorn energy. Yes, yes, yes. Super cool. Thank you. Okay, what else?
Aquarius.
Aquarius. Aquarian energy is very water, but it's because there's water in the atmosphere and it can also become electricity. And it's static. It's wind. Aquarius is wind. When you think of Aquarius, I want you to think of something that can blow, something that can move, something that become static and create electricity.
So it is an air sign.
It is an air sign. Yeah.
That's the one in the beginning, you're like.
Yeah.
you think
It's a
water.
water sign.
Yeah. Because it's the water bearer. I'm sorry. Yes. Was I saying that about Virgo? I meant it about Aquarius. I apologize.
Yeah, but I mean.
Virgo is the vessel.
You did say that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's why they feel and seem so similar. It's why people will alternate them.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
But I've
Okay.
definitely seen Virgo
Yeah.
images with Henry.
Yeah, same. It's ruled by Uranus, which has themes of individuality, uniqueness, and change. Change is a little, it sounds, what do we mean by that? We mean growth. Do you know what I mean? You don't look the same as you did when you were 12. That was change for the sake of growth, right? Kind of those themes in the top ones, Cap, Aquarius, Pisces, change for the sake of growth, change for the sake of transformation. It's about being free-spirited, incredibly unconventional. That's really the word for Uranus too. Why Aquarius is unconventional is because it's ruled by Uranus. It's about independence. It's very independent. It says, I change. That's its mantra. It's fixed air, static electricity. It's masculine. Its crystals are agate. It's also a balancer, like its big brother and big sister Libra.
It's really
It's really lovely. I'm also, bless you, I'm also gonna give Aquarius Anglite because it's touches the realm where angels live. They use the atmosphere as a translator where they exist, you know what I mean? They fly down from, through. It's like the barrier that isn't a barrier. It's about knowing that protection is all around you at all times, and that's why you can do independent healing. It's not asking you to be hyper independent. It's saying, I can do this independent of, right? I can choose who to have dependence within and around. Huge Aquarian theme is how humanitarian they are. That's why their hearts are breaking at all times and you got to hug them. Incredibly humanitarian in their energy. They are very disobedient. Yep. Which is what they're supposed to be. So judging an Aquarius, these are my poor kids. These are my teenagers who feel like they are called disobedient at all times and punished for it because they simply want to see what it's like to have pink hair. Like, be careful with your Aquarians, y'all. They are actually just disobedient by nature. They're trying to find their own way. And if we put there's already barriers around them for that, don't put more barriers, especially if they happen to be your children. Aquarian people need a lot of support so that they can be independent because of look how much growth they have. We're looking at all those mantras and they're building upon each other. I changed. They're only one from 12. They're number 11.
Yeah.
They're really moving into that power. Which is why, okay, I'm struggling with cards here, Vaughn. I almost want to give them 11. Yeah, we did star for Virgo,
But then the
but
water.
now you're kind of right. I know.
But what are you thinking?
I was thinking 11. Be fair to them. Be fair to them so they can be fair to us. That's what I'm hearing.
What's 11?
Justice.
Oh, justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, let me see if there's an Aquarian. Actually, let me just see if the sign. This deck shows you signs in accordance to this. I don't see, oh, I see Uranus though. Hold on, wait.
Good 3-year-old side.
Bro.
That's funny.
Sorry.
Yeah, honestly, Vaughn, look at that. Aquarius. Star, 17. 17, the star. Wise, wise, wise. And Virgo, I'm gonna give you the Hermit too. Instead, let's swap those. Yeah. And yeah, let's stay there. What cards did I give you for Gemini? What tarot cards did I give you for Gemini?
Gemini, we said the lovers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lover's card.
I feel like the Magician needs to be there too.
I
Yeah,
like that
put the
because that's
Magician,
all the things.
Intelligence, yeah. Yep. Magician, card number 1 needs to be with Gemini. Yeah, pretty big. There's quite a lot of reasons you could classify the major arcana. So you will see, I am not a hard and fast rules person when it comes to those. It's feeling into themes, right? And as a reader, I do that quite a lot. So, you know, if you notice someone else classifying different cards into different locations, pay attention to what their reasoning was. It could be very interesting. Something you want to like play with the study, not be like, oh, they were wrong, she was right. It's not like that. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely playing around with this.
Yeah. Okay, Pisces. Okay, wait, have we done everything for Aquarius? We feel good about that.
What was the mantra again?
Very humanitarian. I change. Yeah. And it's like energy of like, I change the world, I am the change. Like they have a big responsibility. So they need the luxury of being disobedient to what society is saying so they can change society, right? It's a huge theme to be an Aquarius. Really, really big. Pisces is water. It's our last sign. It's mutable. We begin with cardinal at Aries. We end with mutable with Pisces. It is also highly intuitive, very creative, but they are known for their empathy, for being empathetic, for being feelers. This one is represented by fish. 2 fish, it's water, and its planet is Neptune, like Trident, all that stuff. Neptune is about healing, intuition, and spiritual awareness. It is an incredibly feminine sign. And it's very sensitive. Crystals for Pisces is aquamarine, without a doubt. And blue lace agate. Blue lace agate for Pisces. And I'm going to find aquamarine in just a moment. Thank you, darling. Mhm. And aquamarine. And I'm gonna be honest, this aquamarine is tinged a little bit more sea green than I'm used to. It's usually slightly more on the blue side, not so sea green. So saturation on this card is not my favorite, but it gets the point across. Yeah, they can be a little bit. It just depends on the quality of like the mineral in them. If they get solid with like a bunch of other mineralogy in them, then they're more sea foamy. Aquamarine and blue lace agate, very soft, very water, very water. Its mantra is I believe, all about belief. Believe in what you cannot see, all that energy. Okay, one more again, then we'll be done. Snooze. It's kind of interesting because I want to assign the tarot cards that are like energetically moving forward. Like this is the end, so sometimes it can feel like we're like arriving and slowing down, which we are, but we're also about to speed up again because Aries is a stimulator and a motivator. And so I want to give this Wheel of Fortune 10, and I also want to give it 7 Chariot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that moving forward.
And here's why too, like, because you could also very much argue that Wheel of Fortune is very much also Aries, the 10 card.
Which is the.
Right, alpha, omega, end of the circle. You don't really know where the start and beginning is. That's the concept, is they're kind of both of the wheel, right? They start and end the wheel, so it is the wheel card, highlighting both. And the themes of Pisces being intuitive awareness, all of that. It's also about deep introspection, karmic cycles closing. And with that closing, we see, you guys, I know you all have done it, where you go, oh my God, I thought I healed that. Here it is again. Because it just spins like, it comes back again to be re-looked at, to be re-healed, or for you to simply witness and observe and be in gratitude for what you have healed, and then see what next is to be seen, right? So that wheel is always going to turn. You're always going to,
Moving. Wheel in
Yeah.
the sky.
yeah. We go through
Somebody.
all the things. Do we have all of our notes for Pisces, darlings? Now, what I want you to do is grab your phone and go to astro-charts.com. And on the bottom of your notes page or the top or somewhere nearby, yeah, I want you to write down my sun, my moon, my rising, and I'm going to help you find the locations of what those are so that you can start to learn how to read it. And your sun is going to be the very first planet that's right there. If you scroll down just a little, it's going to show you planets. The sun, it's going to show you as Leo. Yeah, Capricorn. Yep, exactly. This is the one you're most familiar with. Going to show you your moon immediately after that. So fill those in. And then the ascendant is the rising, sorry, yeah, the rising is the ascendant, so it's gonna be second from the bottom of that list, and that's what you're gonna write down when you say my rising is the ascendant.
Good to have a.
Does everybody have at least these three written down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now put your phone away, because I want you to, we're not going there, we're doing the others later. Your sun is about core personality traits and something that you usually really enjoy about yourself. Usually, right? But what I want you to do, what the homework is to go home and look at all of the ways and the notes that you took about what your sun sign is and kind of like be like, huh, okay. Do I see myself in any of that? That's kind of the homework, right? Sun sign, all of that work. Your moon is about how your emotions move. So Ruby over here moves like an Aries with her emotions. She's spontaneous, she's impatient, she's powerful, she's a candle, right? She can be real calm, but she can also light your ass on fire if she's mad, right? Those are good things to be. To be like your sign is important. We can always do inner work around it, right? If we're causing harm, there ain't no goodness in that. But you know what I'm saying? Like to allow each other and ourselves to look at to see if you have fire in your moon and be like, no wonder I am so spicy and intense. That's
mine.
important. You know what I mean? That was yours. Okay. One more thing. And then we're going to 60 seconds. So the moon sign is the way your emotions move. So reflect on that and go home and think about that. Then your rising is how your personality that you show other people. Oh, give me, Richard, what's your ascendant?
Gemini.
Gemini. Oh my gosh, you come off like a Gemini. Yes, you do. God, you walk in here and you're like, I know what I'm talking about. That is there, sir. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Do you see that? It's what other people see in you first.
So I like the way that you said
Yeah,
that better.
it's what other people see in you first. What is your
I've heard-
ascendant?
Capricorn.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah.
But like when you say personality that I show other people, I think of it like facade, which I probably shouldn't.
Oh,
but-
yeah, no, it's not really like that. It's like what people see in you.
Mm.
What is yours?
Like your
Yours is
sun, what
Taurus. So you
shines.
feel like
Yeah,
Taurus.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you
Oh.
feel like something that we could
But
like
it's not the
plant and
things
grow
you
together.
show, it's just
Yeah.
what's shining out of you.
Yes, 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 yes.
No, my
yes.
rising.
The rising.
What
Yeah.
about my rising?
Oh, amazing.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you another stab at coming up with a good analogy.
Well,
So it's like.
I'll work on it, she said.
Well, it could be like, well, now we're just, I was gonna say like a rising sun, like it's like the sun is
Okay.
rising.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's ascending over
It's
the
what
horizon.
rises to the
Right,
surface.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I really do. I'm
It's how
really
your sun
Taurus
sign
when
comes
I
through.
project.
Yeah,
Like I can do it.
Yeah.
Just let me do it.
just let me do it. Determined,
Just let me do it.
energetic. Yeah,
I love that I have the
Stubborn.
same moon sign as my sun.
yeah. It's about how your rising is how you present your core, or how you present your sun. Your strongest traits of your sun come through as your rising.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never did that before.
So play with those understandings. Keep an eye out for part 2. We will do astrology and crystals part 2. And we
Yeah,
will
like
usually do it for just the people in this
Okay.
class. Like usually we just like aim for like another Thursday, probably in like July. How'd that feel, you guys?
It's fun.
Good. We did a pretty good job. So go home,
lot of
little
refreshing.
doses. You are more than welcome to dissect your whole chart. You'll get the astrology cheat sheet. I'm going to email it to you presently. Yeah, rewrite,
All
read, write,
perfect.
learn, all the things. And let me know if you guys have questions. We also have this recorded. Would anybody benefit from rewatching class?
Oh, that's why I studied.
Yeah, okay, I'll throw it in an email for you.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Might as well. Yay.
Sorry,